Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. If you want life coaching and mentoring, go check out my website at skyazrael.com. When you're on the website, if you want to get a free chapter, I'll give you chapter 1 for free of the book that I just got done writing. It's done, it's edited. I'm trying to get it published. But I'll give you chapter 1 for free. Go on the website, follow the link. I'll send it to you. Let's talk about manhood, masculinity. I like talking about this kind of stuff. This conversation today, I think, is more geared towards younger men. However, there are many older men who don't really have this stuff figured out. But I do think some of this comes with wisdom. I think that a lot of the ways that we are as men needs to be taught as a tradition, mentored. Find mentors. So how do men talk about their feelings? How do we discuss feelings amongst each other or to anyone? How do you discuss your feelings to your wife or to your kids, to another man, to a therapist, to anyone? We keep stuff bottled up. That's easy for men to do. I don't need to make a video to teach you how to bottle everything up. You know that. You're an expert at that. That's what's killing you. We have to release our feelings, but we need to be able to do it in a way that men do it. Don't become a woman. Don't learn this from a woman. You don't learn this from your mother, you learn it from your father. So one of the first rules when we discuss our feelings with others is that we don't overconnect with our feelings. We can experience them, but we don't let them take us over. And we don't let emotions take us over. When we're discussing our feelings, if you're discussing anger, you don't discuss anger as you're screaming and yelling. You discuss anger rationally. If you're discussing sorrow, you don't discuss sorrow with tears streaming down your face, crying like some kind of little idiot. Men don't do that. So you want to stay rational. One of the ways that we can slightly disconnect from our feelings is to label the feeling as it's happening, to recognize it, to call it out. I'm experiencing anger. Why am I really angry right now? I'm really angry right now, and judge the level. This is really, really angry. When you've called it out, when you identify it, you're able to kind of stand at a different position. It's like you're looking in the mirror. You're observing yourself. To observe yourself, your own behavior, is a pretty high point of evolution. Not all creatures can do that. Not all humans can do that. So don't overconnect. Stay slightly detached. When you're talking about your feelings, you always explain to educate, never to rant or to vent. If you find yourself ranting and venting about your feelings, stop immediately, and you need to go meditate. You need to calm down. You need to lower that energy level. You need to recapture the control of that horse. You got a horse that's just running. It's got out of the stables and it's running. You need to go get that motherfucker. You explain rationally. Imagine that you are a professor explaining a topic to a student. That's the proper way to talk about your feelings. When I'm talking about my shame, my guilt, my hurt, my anger, my frustration, I explain it to educate the person listening. Not to dump on them, not to compete with them. So no venting. And this kind of leads to the next point. As a man, and I really truly believe this, as a man, we never complain. Never, ever complain. I'm not saying that you pretend things are happy. And I'm not saying that you let people walk all over you. I'm not saying that you become passive and give up your assertiveness. I'm not saying to keep the dish on your table when you clearly ordered something else. They got your order wrong. No, you can speak up, but we don't complain. You can talk about your past, you can talk about what happened, but we don't complain. We're not complaining. You're educated. You're giving an account of the truth. Imagine that you're a reporter, a journalist. We don't complain. You don't need somebody to complain to. That's what women do. Men don't need people to complain to. Oh, let's get together and have a few beers and I just need to just let it all out. Men don't do that. That will make you weaker. Complaining makes you weaker. You're drinking poison. You're allowed to have feelings as a man, and I stress that. You're allowed to be unhappy. You're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to cry. Men can cry, but let me explain it to you. You have to cry properly. There's a way to cry in strength, and there's a way to cry in weakness. You know the difference, but you may not be able to articulate it or pinpoint it, but you know there's a difference. You know there is. A warrior cries. When a warrior cries, it's masculine, it's manhood, it's beautiful. It'll make other men cry. If you've never been to a military funeral, you've never seen a warrior cry. One of the most amazing experiences I've ever had with this, of seeing warriors cry, was when they opened the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C., the Memorial Wall. And I was there, what was it, 1980, 81, whatever it was, whatever year it was, that they opened that wall. They unveiled it. I was there that day. It was raining, very fitting. Men in fatigues and in uniforms everywhere. Thousands and thousands of people, everyone showed up. It was one of the first times, I think, in my life that I had ever seen a grown man cry. I'd never seen that before. And it was weird. It was strange. I sat and watched it like Jane Goodall, just not understanding what I was seeing. I'd seen kids cry. I had cried. I had never seen a man cry. I'd seen women cry. These were soldiers. These were the toughest men to ever walk the face of the earth. These were killers. And there were some that were on their knees. There were men hugging, tears streaming down. You have to know how to cry right, and you have to know how to express your feelings as a man. And the way that you do this is partly through your own outlook, through your own posturing, through a level of confidence where you know, as a warrior knows that every emotion that he has and that he expresses is another aspect of his own strength. So when a warrior talks about being hurt, he's not talking about being hurt, that really hurt me. He's not talking about it in a way that's begging you for help or sympathy. He's describing an experience. And every single emotion, every emotion for a warrior is a different aspect of his strength. However, you need to know when to release those emotions and when not to, when to hold back. You don't have the right to express your emotions freely at any time just because you feel them. And this is one of the burdens of manhood, the burden of man. We have to pretend things are okay in front of our wives so she doesn't go kill herself. And that's real. We have to pretend things are okay in front of our kids so they don't become devastated and traumatized. But this takes a certain level of self-mastery. There's a lot of men out there who can't have self-constraint. It's just food for thought. These are just some of the ways that you can talk about your feelings and retain your masculinity and still be in the realm of manhood, not turn into a weakling. Thanks for watching.